What's up, everybody? Welcome to Coffee with Hondo. I'm drinking a little bit of coffee, iced coffee out of my little pony glass. We're just going to spend a little bit of time talking about some news and that kind of stuff. So hold on tight right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to talk about a couple news stories that just kind of came up, and I thought I'd like to share with them, maybe talk with you. You can leave some comments on our next Coffee with Hondo. We can maybe get to some of your questions or whatever. Have a little drink, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's have some fun. So it was brought to my attention that there was a gentleman that helped save a sheriff's deputy from getting beat up by a suspect, and there was a news story on him. So let's watch that news story right now and see what it's all about. Here we go.
Those brave citizens. George Cooper joins me. George, nice to see you. And
George
what did you
Cooper.
do?
I'm fine.
So why did you help out?
Why did I help out? Because
Yeah.
as an American citizen, hey, everybody should help out. No matter what color you
that.
are, who you are, officer is officer. It's a civil service of our state and our county. And if I see something happening, I feel like it's my obligation to, and I seen him getting beat up, it's my obligation to stop anyone from doing it.
Weren't you afraid, or did you ever have a sort of thought that maybe he was armed, the person who was beating the cop?
Well, from what I can see, officer pulled him over. As soon as the officer walked up to the car, he just started beating the officer. So the officer didn't have a chance. So I just took a chance to help him because, hey, I wasn't going to let the man kill him. I'd rather take a chance and chase him or whatever instead of let him beat the officer up.
And what did the officer say to you afterwards?
He told me, "Thank you very much."
And who are the other two guys?
Well, I say the way I say it is a black man, a Spanish man, and a white man. One was a retired police, and one was just a guy passing, just like I were.
So you guys you weren't even together, the three of you. You guys just all of a sudden, three good Samaritans see a cop getting beaten up or a deputy, and you jump in to protect him.
Yes, ma'am.
Did the guy say? Go ahead.
Well, the way I feel is, if you see something happening, I don't care if he's a police officer, he could be a regular citizen, but an officer is an officer. He get paid to protect us, and if I see something going on and he getting hurt, it's my job to protect him or try.
You know, George Cooper, you're a very good man. You're a very good guy.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, and what a good job. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that really brings up some interesting points. I really like this guy's attitude towards things. He saw something bad happening, he decided to step in. Now, coming out from a law enforcement mindset on that, as I was an Arizona Ranger and that kind of stuff, some of the best help we get is just people standing around watching and helping out when they can. To hear a guy like this come in and save a white sheriff's deputy, he's black. With all the stories that we're hearing around here lately about all this on black on white and all this kind of stuff, it's actually good to hear the other side of the story, because I think far more things like this happen than all the bad things that are portrayed. And for a news channel to actually take the time to say something good about this is really great. I think that this guy's opening, when he said, it doesn't matter if you're black or white or whatever, if this kind of stuff's happened to you, it needs to stop. I really like that. I think that is just a good attitude that people need to take. Sometimes, law enforcement doesn't recommend people being bystanders to actually, take the time, or not even take the time, to put themselves in a position where they could be harmed. But in this case, obviously the guy stepped up. It sounds like two other guys stepped up and helped them, and it was really needed. So This is just a good story. I think we need to hear more stuff like this. I'm not saying sweep the rug, stuff under the rug about all the things that have been going on here or anything like that, because I do think that that kind of stuff needs to end. But I think we need to see more stuff like this, because this really is the goodness of humanity and whatnot, and people are not focusing on that. They're focusing on all the negatives. There's always going to be a bad apple in the box, but there's a lot of stories of the good apples, of the people helping out each other, helping each other regardless of race or anything like that. And I really like that. I mean, this is a really good story. I think that was great. What are your comments and thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments, and we'll do a Q&A, or we'll talk more about it in another video later on. I can answer some questions, bring some things up maybe that I missed. So there was a second story I'd like to bring some attention to, and this one's kind of near and dear. Some more. My Little Pony. There's some more things going on in the news, and this one's kind of close to my heart because my son Ethan just started playing football. He's in the 7th grade right now. And one of the things that I've really tried to focus on teaching him is sportsmanship. We bust our butts. We give 110%. But in the end, we're good sportsmen on the other thing. Win or lose, we're good sportsmen. And that's what really defines an athlete, is whether or not they're a good sportsman or not. The coaches that he has in football, I've been really impressed with. They seem to be not only on top of their game and coaching the kids, but also really focused on the student-athlete part of things, and that really is important to me. And then also talking about to these kids as they are now becoming leaders amongst the school. Kids look up to them. They're on the football team. People look at them and they want to identify with them, and they really are leaders in the school, and I really appreciate that. This is a high school story of a high school team here. Let's watch the video and we'll talk a little bit more about it. So you see coming in from the safety positions, these two guys. The first guy totally levels the referee, and then the second guy, when he's on the ground, dives on him. Now I heard that the team that did this was losing and behind and was frustrated and that kind of stuff. But that kind of stuff is just senseless. This is a senseless thing. This is poor sportsmanship, not only on sportsmanship, but, in my opinion, that's assault. If somebody did that to somebody on the street, a police officer would arrest that person. The idea is that these kids are doing this kind of stuff is just nuts. And then it makes me question on what the coaches are teaching. Now, I know the coaches can't control everything that the kids are doing on the field and that kind of stuff. But in the face of doing this is poor sportsmanship. What are they learning on the team? What are they learning from the coaches? And that's a big thing, I really see football and team sports like that as a really good opportunity to help teach young people the idea of teamwork, of how to be a good person, how to be dedicated and work hard towards things, so they can win. Work hard at being a good student, because you need to be a good student in order to even be an athlete. And a lot of people don't understand athletes are good students because they have to study hard even what they're focusing on and playing with. So I'm really curious as to know what is being taught of this. Excuse me. This is outrageous. Need something to drink. This is straight up outrageous. I don't know what these kids are doing. That is just appalling in my opinion. And they are missing the total point of football, of any sport for that fact. And I hope that something is done with these kids, because that's just wrong. And then I hope the spotlight's turned on the coaches, because if this is the kind of stuff that they're teaching and learning, that's baloney. Like I said, I know that coaches can't control what kids are doing on the fields, but if they're not teaching their kids while they're off the field that this kind of stuff is not right, then they're not teaching the kids the right stuff on the field. And I'm really appalled at this. They're losing. You don't take it out on a referee, even if the referee is terrible. It's just wrong. It's not what sports are all about. So what do you think? let me know down in the comments. I think that it's just absolutely appalling, and I think charges should be brought against these kids. That was straight up assault. They leveled the guy, and then the second guy came in while he was on the ground. I mean, that's a dirty move. You see this on the street, and people would be arrested. It's straight up assault, in my opinion. Even with a weapon, because they're wearing pads. In my opinion, these kids need to be punished for this. They need to something needs to be done about it. So, all right, guys. This has been Coffee with Hondo. We're just sitting back, relaxing. We're going to do more stuff like this. We're going to get a webcam here shortly. Do some live feeds of this, some live streaming, so you all can join on me, and I can answer comments and answer questions, and then we'll just talk about more stuff like this that's going on in the news. Just sit back, chill, have some coffee together, and enjoy our time together. I hope you enjoyed this. If this is your first time to H&R, be sure to subscribe. And everybody hit that big old thumbs up button if you liked the video. Let us know what you're thinking. Keep commenting. I appreciate your time. This has been Hondo. What are you going to do?